The story opens with a mesmerizing montage of Ava Sinclair's seemingly flawless life, a bright, sun-soaked apartment, pastel aesthetics, and a serene voiceover about balance and gratitude. Her vlog, How I Keep My Life Together, exudes perfection, earning adoring comments from millions. Yet, beneath this digital gloss lies an unspoken tension, a silence between the frames. The camera captures her smile, but her eyes flicker with exhaustion. This contrast immediately draws the audience in, showing that her perfection is a performance, a mask polished for likes and validation rather than peace or truth. When the camera turns off, the illusion crumbles. The same apartment once bathed in golden light now feels lifeless. Dishes pile up, bills sit unopened, and Ava's trembling hands betray her inner turmoil. She rehearses her lines again, forcing the same cheer she just posted online. Her bare face in the dim mirror contrasts sharply with the glowing influencer image moments earlier. It's a gut-punch moment that humanizes her instantly, revealing the suffocating loneliness of someone who must constantly pretend she's thriving while quietly falling apart. The illusion shatters completely when her phone buzzes. Ethan's affectionate comment, "Proud of you, babe, keep shining," momentarily steadies her, giving a fragile sense of validation. But that comfort dies as a new message arrives. "You think nobody knows what you did?" The words stab through her facade, hinting at a buried secret. Her hand shakes as she deletes the text, but her reflection in the phone screen lingers, haunting her with guilt. Then her quiet thought lands like a knife. "They love my life. I just wish I did too." It's the perfect emotional hook, raw, relatable, and tragic. Ava's glamorous Los Angeles life is a beautifully lit illusion. Every morning begins with skincare routines, brand promotions, and carefully staged smiles for millions of followers who see her as the epitome of authentic confidence. Yet behind the sponsored captions and luxury events lies a hollow truth. Ava doesn't believe a word of what she preaches. Her brand thrives on the message of self-love, but she despises her reflection when the camera turns off. Each post is a performance, each deal a chain. She's trapped in a glittering lie, terrified that one real glimpse of her truth could destroy everything. Her family history explains much of her fragility. Diane Sinclair, her mother, treats Ava's fame as an extension of her own control, always reminding her, "You'd be nothing without that ring light." Ava's father's abandonment at 12 left her chasing approval in all the wrong places. Now Ethan, her charismatic boyfriend, mirrors that same control, cloaking it as care. He manages her accounts, filters her captions, and decides who she should distance from. He calls it protecting her image, but it's manipulation disguised as love. And Ava, desperate for stability, keeps surrendering pieces of herself. The only person who still sees the real Ava is Lila, her loyal assistant and quiet best friend. Lila watches helplessly as Ava unravels, warning her that burnout and backlash are near. That warning becomes real when a harmless post gets twisted online, turning public admiration into outrage. A producer's cold words, "You're trending for all the wrong reasons," echo in her head. The chaos outside mirrors the secret she hides within. Her entire rise began with a lie she's never confessed. That guilt festers beneath her perfect brand, poisoning every authentic smile she forces for the world. The illusion of Ava's perfect life shatters overnight. A mysterious account uploads a damning video titled "The Real Ava Sinclair." It's a brutal compilation, clips of her faking charity scenes, manipulating lighting for authentic shots, and worst of all, secretly filmed footage of her screaming at Lila in a moment of exhaustion. The internet erupts. #Ava Sinclair exposed trends. Within hours, her sponsors freeze contracts, PR teams go silent, and comment sections turn venomous. Every smile she ever posted becomes ammunition. The life she built on flawless control collapses in real time, not behind the camera, but before millions of eyes. Instead of comfort, Ava faces betrayal at home. Ethan's reaction cuts deeper than the internet's cruelty. He paces, furious, not out of concern, but humiliation. "You've embarrassed me. Fix it," he snaps before walking out, leaving her surrounded by shattered screens and silence. The one man who claimed to protect her brand abandons her when it matters most. Alone in the chaos, Ava feels her online and real worlds blur. Every lie, every post, every compromise spiraling into one suffocating truth. She doesn't even know who she is without the mask she spent years perfecting. Desperate, Ava goes live to explain, her face raw and tear-streaked. But instead of sympathy, she's met with ridicule. Comments flash across the screen. "She's acting again. Nice performance. Crocodile tears." Her voice breaks as her audience dissects her pain like entertainment. The next morning, her apartment feels emptier. Lila is gone. And so is Safa's hard drive. The one that holds everything. Brand footage, personal files, secrets. The betrayal feels personal, intimate. In a hollow whisper, she admits to herself, "Maybe the world hates me because they finally see me. The real me." It's heartbreak disguised as awakening. Ava's world collapses piece by piece until there's nothing left to hide behind. Her agency sends a curt email ending their partnership. Brand contracts vanish overnight. Her mother calls not to comfort her, but to sneer. "You've humiliated us. I told you fame would destroy you." Ethan disappears, only to reappear online with another influencer, his arm draped around her as tabloids label them the power couple. The betrayal stings deeper than the headlines. Ava, once adored and envied, now scrolls through hate comments alone in her darkened apartment, realizing that fame gave her everything except the strength to survive losing it. When a second leak surfaces, the last fragments of her credibility burn. Screenshots of forged donations, altered photos, and surgery receipts spread like wildfire. The image of authentic self-love becomes a global joke. Desperate for answers, Ava finds Lila only to learn the painful truth. Lila hadn't betrayed her. She left after Ethan forced her to falsify reports to protect Ava's brand. "You became what you swore you'd never be," Lila says softly, tears in her eyes. The words slice through Ava's denial. For the first time, she sees how fame didn't just corrupt her, it completely erased the girl she once was. Alone again, Ava replays old clips from her first videos, her younger self stammering, laughing, radiant with sincerity. Watching them, she breaks. "Who did I sell to become this?" she whispers to the reflection that now feels like a stranger. But there's no time to grieve. Her apartment is raided by a brand's legal team searching for evidence. Days later, Ethan publicly sues her for defamation, painting himself as the victim. News outlets feast on her downfall, dissecting every flaw. Ava's face floods every gossip channel, every headline a warning, a scandal, a spectacle. She's not trending anymore. She's being devoured. The final blow comes when Ava uncovers the truth. Ethan was behind everything, using her old files, private recordings, and hacked cloud storage. He crafted the leaks that destroyed her. His motive? revenge, and greed. He wanted her sponsorships, her contacts, her fame. The betrayal cuts deeper than any headline. The man she trusted with her heart weaponized her vulnerability for profit. The realization shatters what little faith she had left in love. Every fake smile, every protective gesture, every whispered reassurance now feels like manipulation. For the first time, Ava understands she wasn't ruined by fame. She was targeted by it. Determined to reclaim her voice, Ava sneaks into Ethan's new product launch. A glittering event swarmed with cameras. Her breath catches when she spots her mother, Diane, standing beside him. Their shared smiles confirm the unthinkable. Diane sold Ava's story to tabloids for a cut of the profits. Betrayed by both lover and blood, Ava finally snaps. She storms the stage, tears streaking through her makeup. Her voice shakes, but cuts through the crowd. "You both taught me that love has a price. I'm just done paying it." The room falls silent, cameras flashing as her pain turns into power. Ironically, the raw video of Ava's outburst goes viral. But this time, not as a scandal. Viewers see her trembling honesty, her brokenness stripped of filters. The public begins to shift, recognizing the cruelty behind her downfall. For once, Ava isn't performing. She's simply being. As rain pours outside, she walks barefoot through the streets, makeup washed away, laughter breaking through her tears. The storm mirrors her rebirth. Messy, unfiltered, real. In shedding her brand, Ava finally finds herself again. Not the influencer, not the image, just a woman who's done pretending, and finally free. In the aftermath of her public breakdown, Ava does what no influencer dares. She owns her truth. Sitting before a simple camera, no makeup, no script, she confesses everything: the lies, the curated life, the desperate hunger for approval. "I lied to be loved," she admits softly, "but I'm learning that honesty hurts less than pretending." The internet, for once, listens. It's not redemption by pity, but by authenticity. Ava doesn't seek forgiveness. She seeks freedom. Her confession marks the true turning point. Not a comeback, but a cleansing. The persona dies so that the person can finally breathe. Ava's healing begins far from the spotlight. She volunteers quietly at a rehab center for social media burnout victims, people who once chased the same illusions she did. There, she finds purpose in helping others untangle their worth from their online lives. Lila returns, not as an assistant, but as a friend, her quiet loyalty grounding Ava's fragile hope. Meanwhile, justice unfolds on its own. Ethan is arrested for financial fraud, and Diane faces backlash for exploiting her daughter's pain. Ava doesn't celebrate their downfall. Instead, she simply reflects, some things collapse so the truth can stand. Months later, Ava reemerges with something new. Not another brand, but a voice. She launches a humble podcast titled There Are No Sponsors, Filters, or Fancy Intros, Just Raw Conversation. Her opening words capture everything she's learned. "I built an empire on illusion. Now, I just want to build peace." Listeners connect deeply, not to perfection, but to her imperfection. For the first time, Ava doesn't need to be adored. She just wants to be real. The story closes, not with applause, but with quiet grace, a woman finally at peace with the truth she once feared. The story ends not with noise, but with stillness. Ava sits on a worn park bench, the morning sun soft against her skin. No cameras, no ring lights, just the quiet hum of life moving around her. Her phone rests in her hand, not as a weapon of validation, but as a mirror of choice. She opens her camera, lifts it gently, and takes a simple selfie, bare-faced, unfiltered, real. For a moment, she hesitates. Then, with a steady breath, she types, "This is me, no hashtags. Just healing." The post goes live, a declaration not to the world, but to herself. Almost immediately, her follower count begins to fall, numbers dropping by the hundreds, then thousands. But Ava doesn't panic. She watches quietly as the noise fades, replaced by something fragile and beautiful, genuine comments. Strangers write words like, "Thank you, same here, finally real." For the first time, her digital space feels human. There are no sponsorships or applause, just honesty. She smiles, not the practiced one she wore for years, but a soft, private smile, the kind that comes from peace, not performance. It's in this silence that she finally finds her voice again. As the screen slowly dims, Ava's faint reflection lingers in the black glass, serene, grounded, free. Her voice, gentle yet sure, echoes one last time. "For years I sold perfection. Turns out, imperfection is what finally set me free." The words hang in the air like a benediction, a truth earned through pain and rebirth. The final image captures her faint, knowing smile, not the smile of an influencer reclaiming fame, but of a woman reclaiming herself. The camera fades to black, leaving the audience with quiet hope that healing isn't about being seen, but about finally seeing yourself.